Hello and welcome to the Bronco Exchange. I'm your host, Dr. Shanessa Fenner, and today I have a very good friend with me I've known for quite some time now. His name is Mr. Johnny Wilson. He's the Executive Director of Fayetteville Urban Ministry. Welcome, Johnny.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. 2020, yeah, that's a great year.
Yeah.
I tend to favor the even number years better than I do the odds, so we'll see all the great things that will happen this year.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to see them clear.
Yes,
Get it?
Exactly. Okay. So, Johnny, why don't you first start off by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Well, Doc, I moved here in 1995 to attend Methodist College. So I went to Methodist College and graduated in 1999, played basketball for them, one of Coach McAvoy boys, as we called it. Mm-hmm. But Methodist was great for me, and that's what lured me here to Fayetteville, North Carolina. And then as soon as I graduated, I heard about a program called Find a Friend, a Fayetteville Urban Ministry, where you can go there and be a volunteer, be a mentor. And I went there, and that just kind of started the road for me. I went there as a volunteer to Fayetteville Urban Ministry and have since been employed for now into my 21st year. And so that is how I made my path here to Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Okay, great, great. Now tell us all about Fayetteville Urban Ministry. I know many people watching and they probably have heard of it, but they don't know about it.
Well, obviously I'm very biased. Fayetteville Urban Ministry, we're an outstanding nonprofit organization where we have 4 programs that outreach to the community. One is our emergency assistance program, where we do food, clothing, and limited financial assistance for folks that are living in crisis, the homeless population. We're serving even a lot more military dependents and active military as well. So anyone that goes through a crisis, we can serve you through that department, as that department is very high octane. Just in that department alone, we can serve more than 8,000 to 10,000 individuals alone throughout Cumberland County. Our next program is called the Adult Literacy and Education Center. This is where we do job resume building, interviewing, financial literacy, ESL classes, GED preparation, help folks get to U.S. citizenship through that department. And then our third program is called the Nehemiah Project, where we do house and home repairs for our low-income homeowners that live within the city limits. We're in partnership with that program through the City of Fayetteville and the Community Block Department, Community Development Department. And then our last program is the Find a Friend program of Fayetteville Urban Ministry, again, which is my background, why I went there as a volunteer in 1999. Shortly thereafter, they employed me, and I directed that program for so many years and kept going through the ranks, and to present day executive director. So through all 4 of those programs, and I will say about Find a Friend, we serve at-risk and court-involved kids with after-school sessions and mentoring. So we look for volunteers ongoing as well. But through all 4 of those programs, we will serve well beyond 10,000 individuals right here in Cumberland County, 100% free of cost.
Okay. Now, Johnny, let's go back a little bit and talk a little bit more in depth about the programs. I always, first and foremost, want to talk about Find a Friend. Mm-hmm. I think that is a program that is just wonderful. I know that a lot of my students have been served there as well through the years. Of course, when you think about the black male, and a lot of times their father's not around, it's just the mother that's raising the child, and they need that mentor, that guidance. They need to see someone and spend time with someone who they know that who cares about them and can show them, you know, how to be a responsible man. So let's talk a little bit more about that one.
Well, you certainly nailed it. And I won't say in today's time and era, because it's always been like that. Anytime that you get an opportunity to mentor someone, it's a unique thing. That is how we, I won't say sell the program, but we tell the program. For us to be in the positions that we are, we definitely had a mentor in our life, or mentors. And so it's just about paying it forward. It happens that some of our younger men, younger black men, or raised in a single homes and such. But we see all different walks. A lot of our kids are being raised by their grandparents, aunts and uncles, older siblings, which, as you know, myself, I raised my sisters.
Yes, and your sisters went to my school when I was principal at Ireland Drive Middle. They were my babies there.
Indeed. From group homes, you name it, where all we need is for them to just see a role model in their life. And so a lot of folks will think, as some adults are thinking, that, well, hey, this puts an enormous amount of pressure on me. And we tell them immediately, all we need you to do is just be you. Whenever you go to the grocery store, or you go to that football or basketball game, or you go to the library, or you're studying, just take a kid with you and show that kid the way. All of our kids, 100%, no matter what background they're from, no matter how privileged they're from, all of our kids need structure and love, which equals, big time guidance. And so we've been fortunate. We have a lot of mentors who are from the military background, judges, business owners, you name it, but we need a lot more. We need a lot more.
So, Johnny, what is the criteria? Let's say you've got a male listening right now to the show, and of course he's going to say, oh, I'm so busy, I don't have time. But we all know, Johnny, and you and I have had this conversation before, people make time for what they want to make time for.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we know that. So the person's watching, and they're maybe, considering, what are the qualifications or criteria for them to become a mentor?
Well, you're exactly right. And one thing that I nail that question with, or that statement in regards to being busy, is I say all the time, if you're a grown-up and you're doing the right thing, you will remain busy.
Yes, that part.
So the criteria is we require a year commitment. It's a background check. And we understand that plenty of folks have red in their background, so we're not concerned with that. What we're looking for is a crime against a child or a violent offender.
Yes.
Okay, but otherwise we can use you. Okay. So we'll do the background check, a year commitment. You go through a training, which is very interactive, where we teach you about the children that you're working with. How to communicate. It's really about communication, which we have a lot of folks, once they leave the training, they're wowed by it, because they're saying, wow, I haven't talked to my husband, my wife, or my kids in years. Because you get stuck in your work world and your daily world, and sometimes you just get tunnel vision, and you forget all of these little basic things when it comes to communication. And so that's what we're challenging and showing you that works with a child. And so you go through that, and once you get through your training, give us your references and background checks out, we're ready to match you up with the kid. The requirements is 8 hours a month. 8 hours a month, which breaks down to 2 hours a week. And again, like I said, it's not enormous pressure at all. It's the things that you normally do. You just take a young man, a young lady with you, and show them the way. Okay.
So now you're looking more for females as well, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We have a great female mentors.
Okay.
We have great female mentors. We don't cross-gender match. We love to. We definitely want to keep males with males and females with females. Okay. But very, very successful matches. Okay. And again, we are a confidential program. So, the kids that we deal with, they're referred to us from other agencies or the court system or schools, as you know, so we work in confidence. And so our mentors and such understand that. But it is unlimited as far as the relationship. So many of our mentors and mentees, they get to the point to where it's extended family. They're taking family trips together. It goes from 8 hours a month to 50 hours a month, because they're spending weekends together, and this child becomes a huge part of their life. And like any mentor in our life, you hold them near and dear to your heart throughout your life. And so it's very magical.
Okay. Now, Johnny, let's talk a little bit about the funding, the fundraisers that you all have, and how you obtain the money that is needed so that you can do these great programs at Fayetteville Urban Ministry.
Well, in the words of my son, he said, "Dad, do you just put on a shirt and tie and just go ask people for money?" And I said, "Well, I think you nailed it. That has a lot to do with it, but I'm extremely big on everyone paying it forward and everyone have. I feel like if you're living, you have something to give. You have been blessed, and so we ask a lot of folks, individual donors, to step up in the community, and they have tremendously. But we get funding through the JCPC, Juvenile Crime Prevention Council. We get funding from state and federal partnerships. But we do fundraisers for our unrestricted funding, which is, I know you've heard about the Fayetteville Duck Derby.
Yes, I have, yes.
That used to be our signature fundraiser. We did that for several years, but oftentimes here in Fayetteville, you got to change some things up. And so more than a couple of years ago, we graduated from that. And so our biggest fundraiser to us now, which would be 25 years this upcoming year, will be our golf tournament. So the golf tournament has been tremendously good to us through my golf chair, Mr. Wade Harton of Wade Harton Plumbing. He's been a huge supporter and help to us. We also have what we call a Boss Toss tournament. That is a cornhole tournament, if you've ever played that. So this will be our second year doing that. And then what we've done beyond 15 years during the holiday season, we do what you call the Holiday Honor Card. And that is a beautiful card, a portrait given to us from artist William Mangum, which he resides he's from Fayetteville, actually graduated high school from here, but now resides in Greensboro, North Carolina. Okay. And so each year he donates a portrait, puts it inclusive of a holiday card, and it's called the Holiday Honor Card, and that's what we promote through the holiday season, where folks can give a $5 donation to that card, so to help us as far as unrestricted amount of support. So those three fundraisers right now at this time, those are major suppliers. And then this year we just partnered with the Church Missions Group, as they're going to do a crop walk for us in the spring in April. And so this will be our first time partnering with them and doing this. And so we're very excited about doing that. Okay.
Now, what month is the golf tournament, and what month will the Boss Toss thing be?
The golf tournament will be June 27th, 2020. Okay. Our Boss Toss will be the last Saturday of September, which we're still finalizing that as far as the location and time frame. And then the Holiday Honor Card will be in November.
Okay, so the next one that's coming up will be the...
will be the golf tournament.
Okay, the golf tournament.
For our actual urban ministry fundraiser that we house. But you will hear about the crop walk, from the Church Missions Group, who have united to support us, where those proceeds will go. 75% of those proceeds will go out of the country to the most needed area. And I think they're still making a decision on that. And then 25% will come to Fayetteville Urban Ministry. So we're very, very delighted for their support to us in the leadership of Miss Reverend Laura Lupton, who will support us on that.
All right. Well, Mr. Wilson, it's been a pleasure speaking with you, part one of the Bronco Exchange. And thank you, viewing audience, for looking at part one of the Bronco Exchange. Stay tuned for part two of the Bronco Exchange. I'm your host, Dr. Shanessa Fenner. Have a good one.
Familiar stranger, wait, hold up, don't run, I don't bite.